my presentation is the Hendricks Hotel. It's located in downtown Midland, Texas. It's actually the restoration of the United Lee building, and it's an additional conference center. So it's the first full luxury, full service hotel that will be provided in Midland. It's also got a conference center. The hotel is approximately 168,000 square feet with 206 keys. Conference center is approximately 20,000 square feet, and it has retail, ballroom, dining, restaurants, and other outdoor amenities. My architecture team consists of these two women, Brittany Page and Morgan Rowe, and they did a lot of work in the design and conceptualization of the project. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Q&V. Not everyone knows what it is. Q&V is also known as Quadruple Net Value, and it's the culmination and the bringing together of all of these aspects: the social, cultural, the economic, the environmental, and the sensory. Hopefully, through the video presentation, you guys will start to pick out some of those aspects within the project in the video. And the Q&V project assessment, again, Hendricks Hotel. We named it Hendricks Hotel because he was the original architect for the building, and we are keeping the building not necessarily for the tax incentive of the historical value, but trying to keep it, obviously, because of the structural value and trying to rejuvenate the area.
Time to go back to Midland. Midland. In the great 1980s, when the boom came to town, and all them big old buildings, they just shot out of the ground, out in Midland. Midland. The Roughnecks run the auger and dance a black gold jig out in Midland. Midland. Out in Midland. Out in Midland.
Our project is located on the corner of North Colorado Street and West Texas Avenue. It sits catty-corner to Centennial Park, which is to be completed in 2020. Our team intends to use Centennial Park as a transition, and better yet, an extension into our concept. We will do so through the use of our bridge. Our interactive bridge leads from Centennial Park to the hotel and seamlessly flows on to the convention center, showcasing several public spaces and amenities we intend to provide. Our conference center will attract the community member and businessman alike through personal and business meeting areas, luxurious ballroom and fine dining, as well as a full-service restaurant and bar.
Emulating the success that Century Square and College Station has, we will be using the George Bush Conference Center and the subsequent park, Centennial Park, that shall be completed before our project comes to market, to showcase the real image making that the city of Midland has invested so heavily to produce. We hope that it draws them towards our hotel, towards our concept, and eventually towards Midland.
So hopefully through that video you guys were able to pick out a little bit of the Q&V analysis, but I'll go through and talk about specifically some of the things that we wanted to focus on. So for the social and cultural element, we wanted to create and be able to bring to market a center for the community, a place where everyone can come and spend time, working out, meeting, doing business meetings, or grabbing a drink at the bar, having a nice meal at the restaurants. So through that, we would provide a sense of cultural cohesion. We wanted to use the fact that Midland has been brought up through the petroleum industry and use that and put that into our project to ultimately provide a sense of place for the community. Economically, we wanted to provide retail, different restaurants and bars, coffee shops in order to support the local economy, to bring money back into Midland. And hopefully by doing so, we would initiate the downtown to be rejuvenated. A lot of the old buildings that are there, they're up there because of the oil industry. It boomed, and then as soon as it busted, everyone leaves. So we wanted to rejuvenate the downtown, as well as an income diversification. So you have shops, retail, coffee shops, other stuff. We wanted not only Midland to be known for oil and petroleum, but also for downtown and being able to do different stuff throughout Midland. Environmentally, we focused on the building process. So doing so, we're going to be using low-impact building methods and sustainable building materials. We also will be using materials that in some way we can design the interior spaces with materials that are relevant to the petroleum industry, rigging and derricks, that sort of stuff. We'll also be, although we don't have a lot of it, we're going to be using indigenous landscaping, trying to use either some portions of green spaces on the roofs or throughout our bridge in order to bring that element into the project. So sensorily, we wanted to make it appealing to all 5 senses, as well as making an image for the project and creating that sense of place. We do that through the different building materials that we would use, and the interaction of people going throughout the bridge, playing in the park. You would be hearing that. We also have a space above our conference center for outdoor games, live music, that sort of stuff. We'd be able to smell and taste the different aromas and obviously taste of the restaurant and the bar and everything that those spaces allow everyone to do. So the conceptualization, we wanted to match the real need. So as you guys know, Midland is lacking hotels, and especially luxury hotels. So we wanted to be able to provide that with conference space and a sense of an upscale restaurant and bar that's not currently in Midland, as well as that community center that I mentioned previously. So the design of it, I think I wanted to point out first is the bridge. We use this concept to, I guess, further solidify the concept of we wanted to take the thought of the individual higher than everything else. So we actually brought this, and this spans the intersection of that corner. And not only are we thinking of putting the individual higher than the project itself, but we are actually putting them higher than the traffic and able to actually flow people through the So the delivery, this is, a quick spreadsheet of the estimates that we've done for the hotel itself as well as the conference center. It adds up to about 35 million or so. And we think that this is a good design because we are trying to keep the structure of the building, and we are actually saving a lot of money by doing so. Through the activation, obviously creating that sense of place, that image making, we are encouraging, a community sense, community feel, so that hopefully, people will enjoy it and visit, not just once, but they'll actually want to come back over and over again. As they have that repeat visitation, they will be, also creating a sense of ownership. I belong here. It's not necessarily it's mine, but hey, this is a project for me, a concept for me. Through the management, we wanted to provide premium service. We're looking at different ways to use the fitness center and memberships for people that aren't only just staying at the hotel, but locals that live there and they want a quality workout facility. We're looking at doing some sort of membership type deal with that. And then also, obviously, whenever we can, minimizing the operating costs of the project once it's given to the market. And by doing all of this, we believe that we will be creating enduring value to Midland, not just the hotel and the conference center, but by linking it through the park and through the new George Bush Conference Center, we would be adding it all together and it kind of, being one continuous flow of things that hopefully will create enduring value for time.